Hey guys, Six here, going to be giving you game number 1 from the Dogsi number 5, I suppose it's championship now, open monthly tournament. And here we do have GG's as the red Protoss here on the left hand side on Scrap Station. And on the right hand side we do have Moonglade, the purple Zerg. Scrap Station, one of my favorite maps, just because you see that builds are normally catered specifically for this map, so you see some things that you wouldn't normally see. Perhaps with Nidus Worms and Warp Prisms, which are always fun to look at. And yeah, the Zerg have a very easy expansion to take down here, so we should be expecting a hatchery first play. But is Pro gonna get there in time? I don't think so. This rush distance is quite long, possibly one of the longest. And already we can see that Az is not going to be spending his Chrono Boost quite yet. There we go, the pylon finishes just to be safe. And each player setting out their own scouting worker just to make sure that no early shenanigans are happening. Yeah. If there's one thing I would like to see on this map a bit more, I guess it would be that Zergs take their third around in this space, the walled off one. Just because this third is quite exposed, but you know, it's understandable why they take this one, because it's faster to take, and I guess a bit easier to protect usually. But you know, if they just Overlord drop a few probes down here, they could get a secret base up pretty easily, I would think. That is if Az doesn't go for Stargate. So here we do have Az expecting the hatchery first play, but Glade actually electing for a spawning pool first. So I'm wrong, Az is wrong, everyone's wrong. And it does look like that Glade is going to be content just to join up for the time being before saving up for that hatchery, but instead he is going to be stealing Az's gas. So this is going to delay any Stargate tech that's going to come out from Az, but it's also going to delay any robotics or sentries. But I would say that generally he's doing this just to check up on the timing of Az wanting to take his second gas, but also denying any fast Stargate. And already this Overlord is going to be moving away as he sees the cybernetics core building. And Az putting down his sort of signature pylon right now. This probe raging out on the Automaton 2000 before getting to work on this pylon with a couple of Zerglings so that he can lay down his very nice hatchery. And this probe managed to get away and is now at the Zelnaga Watchtower. This Automaton 2000 is quite safe, I would think. And some nice Overlord placement here, just scouting to make sure he sees everything coming in and everything coming out, and the pylon has gone down. A lot of players will put their Overlords right here, just because you can watch over this choke, but then they sort of forget about these rocks. But these rocks aren't really concerned until the mid-game, so this placement is definitely not bad. And that second hatchery has gone down as well. First Queen almost finished as well. Oh, second Queen. So this Queen will be laying a creep tumor before waddling down to the natural expansion to connect the two bases. Always very important when you take a natural that is quite far away from the main. I mean, it's quite a trekking distance that you join them up with creep, just in case for any sort of air harass. You need to get those Queens down ASAP to defend, and it does look like that this Overlord is in a good position just because he can skirt off the cliff if any stalkers come. And here we should see that if Glade is paying attention. Very nice micro from Az, actually getting all the way underneath the Overlord before beginning his attack, so he gets the maximum number of shots off. And it might actually be in trouble. It's down to past half health, past 3/4 health, and oh, surviving just with 23 HP. That is 2 stalker shots, I believe. As they do extra damage to armored, and as saving up some chrono boost, should be using it on this warp gate. Perhaps he is saving it for something a bit more tricky. And no, he's just going to be putting down his expansion. These Zerglings do spot that, and another Automaton, and choose to engage the Zealots actually as they do see the Stalker on the way. So it looks like Glade is going to be transferring some workers over here and getting up some extra Queens. Always good on this map, especially because people are very inclined to go for those air units because of the close air rush distance. So you will want to position your Overlords around here, just the middle of your bases, just to get some spotting. But it doesn't look like that Az is going to be going for that at the moment. He is instead electing to go down the robotics facility path, the robotics tech path, and we should be seeing perhaps some Colossi, perhaps some Immortals, I do love Immortals. So this is gonna try and get some scouting in. He does see the robotics facility, and he does already know about the expansion, so he has a full scout off currently. Spots the Forge as well, the Forge, as the Italians like to call it. And here we do have the Zerglings going to be able to spot this army coming in. Are they going to retreat? No, they are going to engage and all die. But it doesn't matter. Glade does see this push coming in. Are these spine crawlers going to be ready in time? No, it looks like Az is just going to pull back. Doing a little poke and pulling back. Trying to force Az to spend some of those larvae into making units. And indeed, he has forced it. Making 6 Zerglings currently in production and wasting 2 drones on a couple of spine crawlers. But always better to be safe than sorry. Here we do have plenty of creep tumor going down, and it does look like that a lot of overloads are being made just to make some cap room for those incoming units in case he needs to spam hurriedly. Double Evo Chamber and a Roach Barn going down. Yeah, Roach is always very, very good against gateway units just because they are the beefiest unit early game. And as electing just to get his weapons level 1, getting a cannon up for some protection, and pumping out some Immortals. Spending his Chrono Boost very nicely now, I think. Both Nexi are down to the minimum. Awesome. So this creep spread is really, really awesome. I think what he's doing is that sort of red style where you put down the first creep tumor, and as you use that creep tumor to make a new creep tumor, you use your queen to make a second creep tumor, so it kind of grows exponentially, and you keep following that pattern. So when the second creep tumor and the first creep tumor make it their extra creep tumors, the queen puts down a third. And yeah, another Stargate going down. So it looks like that Az is going to be going for that sort of diversified army look. He's again going to be sacrificing the number of units for more powerful units. And I do like this play. It works well if you can micromanage it very, very well. I think that right now is a vulnerable time for Az, just because if Glade sort of spotted this and massed roaches, he could probably just go in and kill this. But that early pressure, I think, really sort of deterred him from wanting to push. Right now, as you can see, Glade's just content to take a third, play the macro game, and this observer is out for Az. He will probably spot it. No, he doesn't spot the third quite yet, but judging from this creep spread, he might sort of know what's up in a couple of minutes. So it looks like that Az will be going for that very, very diversified look, just getting 1 Immortal out actually. Double Stargate, is it? There's 2 Void Rays on the way. There should be second Stargate. There is a second Stargate right here. And right now, the Hydrogen has just finished, I think. Groove Spines is on the way, which will increase the Hydra range. Just repositioning his Spine Crawlers down here to the choke. Love this play. Need to try and defend your third. The Observer has seen the third. And this positioning's a bit curious. I guess he wants to prolong the life of these Spine Crawlers, as they are just a delay tactic until the army is able to get down here and defend, which on this creep will not be very long. So the Protoss ball comes in, it takes out the first Spine Crawler, then notices the second one is indeed actually attacking it, then they go and take the second one down, and then they focus on the hatchery, which could provide enough time for the army to get in position. And here we do see Glade is just going to be repositioning once again, get a better angle for these Spine Crawlers, as the creep has now spread downwards. I guess that was the reason. And this observer just chilling over the expansion. He sees the Hydras now. 1-1 upgrades from Glade. Very nice pickup right there, using the Overseer to take down the observer. It does not have enough energy for a Changeling or any Contaminate. However, Az is massing up a lot of Void Rays right now. He's researching the level 1 upgrade for the air weapons, and is already at almost 1-1 for his ground army, lacking on those shields. But the shields upgrade is really expensive and not really worth it until it's late game, I think. Getting up another gateway, always good to get excess gateways, just so you can reinforce very, very quickly. If your macro is not so good, you might want to even invest in some more gateways than recommended usually, just in case you slip up. You'll have those excess minerals and gas, and you'll be able to spend them very, very quickly. But here we do see that Az has some very, very good macro, able to get up a large army, even though his tech paths have diverged quite a bit. Actually, only getting 1 Immortal, which is a curious choice to me. I suppose that he spotted the composition of Glade's army and just chose to go down the Stargate route. Having an observer with your party is always very good. You can take down any burrowed roaches, you can take down